Okay. Now, to get the database saving and loading features, there are three things you're going to need. First off is going to be MySQL server. Go into the MySQL website. Should be under downloads, community server 5.6.23 actually. Okay. The MSI installer here for 64-bit, it says MySQL installer MSI. Go ahead and download that. Now we're going to actually want the 32-bit, but this installer here covers both 32 and the 64-bit. Make sure if you click on it you can see it's got the 32-bit here, which is interesting. But regardless, see, it says installer is 32-bit, but we'll install both. It's just when you get into the installer, you'll need to select which one you want. Okay. Other thing you'll need, back out in the MySQL Community Downloads tab, connectors, Connector C++, 1.1.5 is the correct one. You want the 32-bit installer, not the 64-bit installer. If you do the 64-bit, you have all kinds of issues, linker errors that I can't even begin to discuss. Download that. Okay. Only other thing that you need is the boost libraries. Wow, that's pretty quick. Boost.org. Get the version 1.57 or 1.57, sorry. I think they would upgrade to a 2 by now, 57 revisions, but okay. Go ahead and get the .zip, I guess .7z, whichever one you want. Which I always done .zips. Get that. It'll scroll through to where you want to be. I've already got it, so I'm not going to download it again, but get that. Really, I think anything past like 35 or 40 is probably fine and has all the necessary items, but might as well get the latest one to be safe. Okay, so once you open up the MySQL installer, you can see everything I've already installed. It should go through. You'll get to a screen like this at some point. Make sure when you're in this filter here that you have 32-bit selected. It might automatically try to default to 64, so you have to switch that over. Under Applications, really all you're going to need is MySQL Server 5.6.23. It's not listed under mine because I already have it, so it's not going to let me have it again, I guess. And then under the connectors, you might see the C++ listed under there, and if that's the case, if it's the 1.1.5, go ahead and download or go ahead and install that as long as it's 32-bit. If not, the other installer that you got back from the MySQL downloads page will go ahead and take care of that. That should pretty much be it. Yes, nothing to add. And when you're done, you'll see you'll have the connector C++ 1.15 and the MySQL Server 5.6.23. The other items are the boost libraries. Oh, let's get out of here. Middleware. Okay, I moved the boost.zip item into here before I extracted it. After it's extracted, it's just inside of a boost folder under middleware, what have you. Pretty much extracted in there. Boost 157 is the folder that has everything. You're going to need to add that in to your library includes later under Visual Studio. Okay, and the MySQL items, I went ahead and program files x86. I'm not sure if it'll be exactly the same place for y'all where your MySQL pieces go, but it'll probably be something similar. So just take everything out of the server here and move the necessary items. In this case, connector is a separate, I made a separate subfolder under my MySQL middleware folder for it. So all I need is really the include in the lib folders. Just copy those over into the middleware under MySQL. And then for the connector, you need the include in the lib as well. I copied everything. I really don't have any use for these items, these other three things. I just need the include in the lib the same way. Okay, so we got the boost, got the include and lib items for both the MySQL and the connector. Okay, so now we come to Visual Studio. I'm in Object Manager. Okay, under Save Manager, I'm going to right click it, go to Properties. Make sure you go to Configuration up here and do all configurations. Otherwise, you're going to run into all kinds of problems, things that don't do right. As a matter of fact, the connector for MySQL doesn't work unless you're under release. That's a pain, but for whatever reason, the debug versions, it's not anything we can fix. It just doesn't exist the capability to do that. So only the release configuration is actually going to be able to do the connection. Okay, first things first. Should probably go to General here. There's a platform toolset. Why is there nothing there? Visual Studio 2013. I'm assuming that you guys are building via that toolset on all of them, but just in case you're not, make sure we're doing 2013, otherwise you'll get some linker errors with the libraries. Could have gone back to the V100 2010 if I had used some different libraries, but I didn't. Okay. Under C++, you're going to have to add your includes. Those should be, oh, this is the thing that I need to talk about. Before I talk about the includes, I went ahead and added this CRT secure no warnings item because of the sprintf function. Visual Studio doesn't like it. It says it's insecure. It may be, I think it's to do with the buffer size, but regardless, I could either switch that function or put in this preprocessor definition here, which is I chose to put in the underscore CRT underscore secure underscore no underscore warnings preprocessor definition, so that it would do the sprintf function appropriately. Then your include directories, pretty simple. It's the same as any of the other ones. You're going to need your boost, MySQL, and then your connector pieces. First off, let's see, which one did I have first? Apparently I did the connector first. Car alarm going off, yay. Under the connector, so same way John did it, project directory, ... to back out a couple of levels, then middleware, MySQL, connector, and then obviously you need to include. Pretty logical. And then for the regular MySQL for the server, it also has a set of includes. So same thing, project directory, back out twice, then middleware, MySQL include. The only other thing to add in there is the boost. And make sure you add it at this top boost underscore 157 level. Although all the HPPs are in these lower, under this boost folder here, the code's actually written assuming that you're including at this layer, because it has a breakdown into this boost folder here. So like you can see, project, back out twice, middleware, boost, and then boost 1570. Okay. Let's see, was there anything else in the... No, I didn't have anything in these. No precompile headers. No. Okay, now linker. Still under all configurations. Once again, make sure you're doing all configurations. This only works for the release, but I want to make sure that that's set up. Okay, 2 items, 2 places where there are libraries that need to be linked in after the fact. Here. Those are going to be under your middleware. I moved, obviously, all the folders in this way. It doesn't matter if you set them up differently, but make sure that under the connector you have the lib/opt. Why that one has an opt in it and the other one doesn't, I don't know. And then under the, see, the lib/opt has this one here that we need. It also has the DLL. The DLL, we'll worry about later. Okay, and the regular MySQL is just straight up under the lib, which is going to grab your, I believe it's the lib MySQL. Yes. Okay, so that should take care of those items. And then tell it what your library names are to look for. Obviously, linker input. Libraries do we want? Hey. Woo. Messing stuff up already. Make sure when you're in there under all configurations, show you what these look like. A little harder to read under the that style, I guess. Okay, so MySQL CPP con.lib and the lib MySQL.lib. You can see those in the 2 different folders that I already went through. So once those are added in, those are the 2 libraries it's going to find, and we've already told it where to look, so it shouldn't have a problem. Let's see, were there any other items that I had to change? I don't believe so. Optimization, no, I didn't have to change anything else. Double checking. No, didn't have to change anything else. That's pretty much it. I already built a copy. There, now you think it's been changed, but it really hasn't. All I'm doing here is just this is a simple build. I unchecked everything, telling Save Manager right now to build. This was building for testing purposes. I did the unit testing, now I got some other, made some changes and some other things since then. But if you build, it should work. It's going to give me some errors on some things that I don't use anymore, unreferenced local variable and whatnot, but it should build. I got some of those variables I need to remove. Don't need them anymore. But regardless, now to find where it popped out at. I kind of have dropped out the tables. I think I've been changing and adding different stuff to the tables, so chances are it's going to crash on me when I actually try to run the thing. Where am I? I think I'm in here, but I could be wrong. Apparently not. Where did I tell it to build? It's a darn good question. I was in there before. I found it. Hello there. I probably shouldn't have built there, but I didn't mess with some of the settings like I should have. Okay, so run that. It crashed out. I had some print features, double checking some things, but testing, baby. Yeah, well, that's from forever ago. I should have deleted that, but it crashed because I've dropped some of the tables that were there before. I'm planning on telling it that when it doesn't find a table, just to return from the function, return probably with -1 value, so we know it's a crash. Okay, one more thing that I didn't mention yet. The MySQL CPP con.dll needs to be in the same folder as whatever exe is going to need to access it. There's other ways to make sure it knows where to find the DLL, but for right now I've just been keeping it in the same folder. And then the only other thing to mention, back to Save Manager, am I not at the top? Okay. Here we go. Yeah, we're at the top. Okay, these defines here, these defined macros. Right now, it's just set up to code a localhost 3306 port. I've got it going under my root username, and these will change once John gets the server set up on his server computer. Once this is on there as well, we can worry about this with these passwords and whatever username he sets up. We can do that. That's it. Thanks.